Welcome, welcome.
Yo, what's happening?
I'm Alicia Davis.
And I'm Anthony Davis.
And we are
the Common Sense Couple. That's us back there, yeah.
That's us. So today we're going to talk about crutches, but not really the kind that aid you in walking, like physical crutches. Or I think we are.
I'm going to talk about that.
Okay, so we are going to bring that up, but really more so crutches that oftentimes we lean on to avoid doing what we need to do. You know, excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuses.
Lack of self-discipline.
That's a big one. Lack of self-discipline. You want to start with your story about...
The crutch?
Yeah.
I was in high school. I played basketball in high school. I was an all regular. I was team all normal. That's what I was. But anyway, my junior year, I'm in practice and somebody's on a fast break. I'm chasing them down, trying to get the block, trying to play defense. And so I go up, we jump at the same time. He actually comes down and I come down awkwardly and he comes down on top of me. And like all of our weight is on my ankle and it just pops and I'm seeing stars. It was painful, like instant. It was instant pain and I just seen colors and stuff flashing everywhere and it hurt so bad. It was my right ankle. It hurt so bad. And so I ended up having to go to the hospital, got the MRI, X-ray, all of that stuff. It was a very bad sprain. I think it was dislocated, but I don't know. They just said it was a real bad sprain. But, man, my foot was like 9 different purples and blues. It was bad. It was really bad. And so I was out of basketball for a minute. I had to rehab, and I was on crutches. Like, they gave me a set of crutches. At the hospital or the doctor, somebody gave me a set of crutches. And I had those crutches for about 3 or 4 months. But while I was hurt, I was getting all of the benefits of being hurt. I was getting all the benefits of being on crutches. Like, the cute girls was asking me, was I okay? And when was I going to be all right? And all this other stuff. And I'm getting special treatment. I had a 5-minute pass to go to my next class. And somebody carried my bags and all of that stuff. Everything was good. It's outside of me being hurt. But how long was I supposed to stay on those crutches? It took me 4 months to get really back to where I was at, to where I could play ball and do everything I could do at a normal level of where I was at prior to being injured. But just imagine if I was fully healed and I just stayed on the crutches. My hall pass ran out. Even though I was still hurt, they didn't cover that past whatever time they gave me the hall pass. And every time I would leave class earlier, they was writing me up for that. So I had the crutches, but I didn't have the benefits no more. So that is a lot of people. They have a crutch. It's a lot of people that want the attention. They don't even want the help. You ever met somebody that just wants to unload all of what the life and God and the people at work and the government and the weather and everything that is done wrong to them, they want to unload that on you. And you can have every solution to every problem, but they don't want that. You come back the next day, they explain the same thing to you. Oh man, the weather was so hot and I just couldn't get up to go to work or do anything. It was just so hot outside. Or
that's their reason that they can't move forward. That's their reason that they can't make things happen in their life.
Yeah, it's something else.
Those are crutches.
That's a crutch. Yeah. A lot of people, they love that. They love that. They get a thrill, a rush of telling people about all their problems and all this negativity, and they have no plans to do anything about it, though. Those people will drain you of everything you have if you continue putting yourself in the circle with them people. And it's a bunch of them. You see it all the time. It's like that's not a fake thing. You are the sum of the people you hang with. And normally them people run in packs. They'll sit around and have conversations about whose woe is me story is better. Like, oh man, let me tell you about what happened at work today. So and so, they was over there hating on me, and this man, that happened to me too. And it's just a band of folks because they agree with one another about this fake sorrow that they got going on.
But yet, after all of that, they still remain stuck. They still remain in the situation because until they realize I'm the reason that I'm in this situation. Regardless of what's going on around me or who can I blame or what happens to me or what the weather was or they cut my food stamps off, whatever it is, until they activate that power or make up their minds that I have to move me forward. I have to stop making excuses. I have to let go of this crutch. I have to enact some discipline in my life if I want to see a change. Because sitting around talking about it, having people feel sorry for you, telling your sob stories, I know we've all been around those people. I know it.
Yeah.
They will, every time you talk to them, they have a situation. Like it's just something dramatic and extra that goes on in their lives that gives them, the feel good excuse for not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You stated that perfectly. I know, man, there's some people and you wish them the best, but that's all you can do. Because if you stay around them, they will drain you. Because if you're a real loving person, you're going to try to come up with any solution you can to help your folks out. You're going to go, if you are really a person that has a huge heart and you love them and you really want them the best for these people, you will go to the ends of the earth to try to help them. But they won't help themselves. So in turn, you are just pouring yourself into a bottomless pit. It's never going to be reciprocated. They're not going to be thankful because they're not doing nothing. They can't be thankful for anything because they haven't implemented anything that you tried to tell them to help them out of the situation. So they can't be thankful for nothing. So that won't come back to you. For you to be able to see, okay, man, you put this in motion and you got this result. All right, I appreciate that. It's not even monetarily. But just to see somebody moving forward versus just sitting in their own sorrows all the time. Like, ain't nobody got time for that.
How does one get past that? You realize this. You come to the realization that, you know what? I'm stuck in my situation because of me. I've been holding this crutch for so long. It's nobody else's fault. It's my fault. How do I move forward with my life? How do I make positive things happen in my life and let go of the crutch? Like, what do you think are some steps to do?
One of the first I would say is to get still. Be still. Be quiet. Sit still meaning think. You need to think.
Distractions.
You need to think. Like, just sit and think. And I guarantee you, a voice will tell you what you need to be doing because you already know what you need to do. You know what you need to do, but you do so much to try to drown out that voice. So sit still is the first thing. Have a conversation, a real life conversation with yourself about what it is that you truly want to do. If it's some folks that you know you're not supposed to be around, you have to separate yourself from that situation. There's no hanging around a majority of people and you think you're gonna be you're gonna be the one to change the whole group around. That's not how it works. They will consume you. They will consume you. Unless you separate yourself and get away, you will be right back in the same situation. That's why when people go to like Alcoholics Anonymous or they get into these programs. They tell you have to get away from the people that you was kicking it with. Mm-hmm. You can't stay around that. You think your mindset is going to be strong enough to be in a room full of liquor. You can go to the bar after leaving an AA meeting. No, I could do it. No. People just have to really get real with themselves and take accountability. Get still. Be quiet. Sit still with your thoughts, but that's scary. That is very scary to a lot of people. They can't do that. They have to have something going on. I got to be somewhere. I got to talk to somebody. I got to have some music playing. I got to watch this. I got to be on the phone. I got to be scrolling. You have nothing to do. You doing all of that and producing nothing. Because there's a huge difference between being productive and being busy. You busy doing nothing. Especially if your mind isn't as clear as you need it to be to make decisions to better yourself. I was in the same situation. I felt like I couldn't sit still at all. At all. Until God sat me still. And I had to be by myself. Because when believe me, when you're at your lowest, you're going to see who comes around. And I pray that at least God is there. Because that's how, at your lowest, I pray God is with you. Because some of these people that you're trying to be around that's really not bettering themselves or putting any energy into bettering you, they ain't going to be there.
Another thing you said is, you said be in a place to make the decision. You got to make a decision that I'm going to do something different. Mm-hmm. I'm going to move forward. Make the decision. Make the decision and stick to it.
Yeah.
Make the decision and stick to it, because what I've learned is if I cannot keep a promise to myself, I can't keep a promise to anybody. I'm not trustworthy to anybody. We have struggles with a lot of things. There's so much around us. There's so much going on. We're getting hit with advertisements all day. Some of us have a weakness for food, alcohol, not working out. You don't want to move. I'm going to stop eating chocolate and donuts. And then you see it and I could just have one donut. One donut won't hurt. Instead of taking the discipline to say, you know what? I said I'm not going to have any more donuts. I'm not going to have any more donuts. And it might temporarily not feel good. Mm-hmm. It might not it doesn't. It doesn't. But when you don't take that donut, or when you do whatever it is that you said you were going to do that first workout. You go to the gym the day that you said you were going to go and work out. After that, you feel so accomplished.
Yeah.
The more you continue to do it, the more you continue to make promises to yourself, builds discipline. Discipline builds character. Character builds trust.
And that gets you away from the crutch. It builds trust because you trust yourself.
Yes.
You trust yourself. Therefore, you don't need to be blaming everybody else. It's all on me. It's all on me. Everything is on me, but you come across folks that just lean on the crutch. They don't want to get out of pain. Mm-hmm. And they don't even want to profit from their pain. Mm-hmm. They just want to sit and be miserable and spread their pain. You're not buying into that, but the more you stick around it, believe me, it's going to get in you. It's going to affect you. But yeah, that's key. Trust. Do you trust yourself? A lot of folks don't trust themselves in any situation.
That's because you lack discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not okay to lack discipline. It's good that you recognize, hey, I can't be trusted around this, or I can't be trusted in this situation. But how about taking that extra step and doing something about it? Mm-hmm. If it's something that you know is detrimental to you or detrimental to your life, add no benefit, keeping you from moving forward, try to start being disciplined. Because if you can master discipline in one area, you can master discipline in other areas. And imagine how far that will take you. Mm-hmm. Imagine how far that will take you.
It will take you. It'll take you very far. A lot of folks talk about motivation. And motivation is, I don't have the motivation. That's because you lack the discipline. Mm-hmm. The person.
That's what it is.
The person that only does what they want to do in life will always lose against the person that does what they have to do regardless. How they feel about it. The person that just goes, look, no matter how, man, you know how many times I sat up having to go to work? I'm sure a lot of y'all have. And just sat on the edge of the bed like, damn. Another day. I got a good 10, 15 minutes. You just sitting there like, oh, man. But you do it anyway. That's the winner. The other person is just, man, I don't feel like, or they only do what they feel like doing. They're going to lose every time. Every time. A man with no discipline, a person with no discipline will be everywhere. And nowhere at the same time. Mm-hmm. A person that lacks self-discipline will be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Because they have no direction.
It's huge.
There's nowhere to go.
It's huge.
They mind everywhere, but there is nowhere to go because there's so many options to somebody that doesn't have any discipline. Mm-hmm. Everything is an option. I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, and then you end up doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Even as simple as food.
Yeah.
Like you know people in our family, they just eat. They eat whatever they want. They eat fried food, French fries, candy, soda, cake. Whatever they feel like eating that day, that's what they're going to eat. What does that lead to, though? Like, where does that lead you? Yeah, we all have the freedom to choose that, but what is the outcome of that? Versus the discipline to, I'm not going to eat that. No, I'm not going to, put things in my body on a regular basis that I know will make me feel bad, sleepy, gain weight, end up with health problems. It's two different mindsets. And that's just with food. Mm-hmm. Discipline has to be practiced really in every area of your life, not just food and health. Your spiritual life, business, work, family, relationships, reading, educating yourself, personal development, all of that takes discipline.
It does.
Self-discipline.
It really does. And it's a beautiful thing once you can get it. My wife says I have a good level of self-discipline. Like she sees that. She says that about me. But me, internally, I feel like I need more. So I'm seeking to become better. There's certain areas I'm working on, like how can I manage my time more? Like I want to utilize my time more so bad. So that's a mission I'm on. Whereas somebody that doesn't have that, they like, man, I come up on something somehow. I hit a lick here, so I'll be all right. Okay. In these days, you need to make something happen.
You have to.
Or you just letting it happen to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's huge, man.
I like that we brought this topic up because I know that so many people can relate to it. Regardless of where you are, we're not picking on anybody, but we've been through this. We've been through breaking promises to ourselves. We've been through, all right, we got to change something. It's not always easy. It's not, especially if you're accustomed to doing certain things based on maybe the way that you were raised, or if you've been eating a certain way for 30 years, it's not easy to just simply change your diet. It takes self-discipline.
It does.
It really does. Some people, something has to happen to them in
order
for them to change it. Something traumatic, a health scare, they almost died, they got diabetes, they're on dialysis, and then that prompts them to change. But before you even get to that level, if you would just take some time to instill some self-discipline, changing your habits. I admire people. I love watching people that they may have been doing one thing and they made the decision to change. And you watch that change. You watch that transformation. And you see them on the other side so happy, so grateful, like consistent. They stuck with it. They stuck with what they said they were going to do. That is like one of the most inspirational things to watch. And I know, like with social media, especially Facebook, you've seen it. You've seen it, or somebody close to you, somebody in your family. I've watched my husband lose weight. My husband was much heavier than this.
Oh yeah.
And he
something traumatic happened.
Made the decision like, oh man.
I stepped on that scale and it was traumatic enough. I was like, oh, it was 260 damn near. Oh no, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. Because I had no self-discipline. I ate whatever I wanted to eat. I didn't work out. I wasn't playing any sports. I wasn't doing nothing. I figured it'll lose itself one day. I'm tripping off that weight. I didn't even see myself getting that big. I didn't see it. But I felt it. I definitely felt it, even though I didn't see it. I felt it, and even when I felt it physically, I did nothing about it. I got hired at General Motors, and General Motors did something about it. I lost about 10 pounds my first week, and then after that, I lost more weight, but I still lacked self-discipline in certain areas. Like, I was still drinking a lot of Pepsi. Like, I love Wild Cherry Pepsi. Like, I was drinking them things back to back, but then it was sweet tea. But then I still wasn't feeling right. I was thirsty. But this is self-accountability, self-awareness. Why am I thirsty all the time? That simple question got me, okay, I have to cut this out. And now it's just all water. And once it became all water, a lot more weight fell off. All that sugar from tea and soda was still keeping me heavy, though I wasn't as heavy as 260. I may have been 220. But to go to drinking nothing but water, yeah, it dropped off even more.
Yeah. Now, I watched that transformation. I watched you do that because I used to buy you the sweet teas at the store. So you ended up like, I'm just drink water, And I've had my own fitness journey of up and down weight, and I'm big, and you don't realize it.
Man.
You don't until you see a photo of yourself or you step on the scale, and that's what got me. Somebody posted a picture of me some years ago on Facebook.
I remember that.
And someone made a comment, at least you got a bun in the oven already?
Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed. But I wasn't embarrassed eating the food or, whatever got me to looking like that. Obviously wasn't embarrassing enough, but I had to make that change to do something about it. All right. Well, I got to lose this weight, and I have to change the way that I'm eating. Now, I love food. My husband will tell you I love eating. Yeah. I love food. I live to eat.
I eat to live.
You eat to live. I live to eat. But I cannot eat everything that I used to eat. So fast food, especially, if it's not, we'll do Chick-fil-A or, some sandwiches, Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
But all of that, Taco Bell, White Castle, McDonald's, like
Rallies.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box, all that stuff is out the window, man.
No.
Like, I can't imagine going back and just eating the way we used to eat. Like, we used to eat like that all the time. Like, I remember eating White Castle and my shoulder hurting. Every time it's like, man, it is like a pinch up here in my left shoulder every time after eating White Castle. So what do? Stop eating White Castle. And I don't have a shoulder pain anymore. Like, do you see how that works? It some self-awareness, some accountability, some implementation, and then you get the result. Simple. Hey, because I understand eating fast food every day don't lead to low cholesterol. It just don't. It doesn't. It doesn't lead to a healthy life. Lack of accountability, lack of self-discipline does not lead to a healthy life in any area. Too much of anything outside of moderation is not good. Is not. And being addicted to not having self-discipline, that is an addiction. Because you can change if you truly want to. If not, you just fantasize and you just want people to be down there with you and you just want to make people miserable. But some folks in their mindset, they feel like, oh man, if y'all love me, y'all will listen to me. If y'all love me, you would sit here and just listen to me wallow. You would just sit here and listen to this. I know I said this yesterday and the day before that. I know I said I was going to be done drinking. I know I said I wasn't going to eat no more Whoppers. I know it. And yeah, you came over here today and it's a fifth right here and it's a bag of double cheeseburgers too. Like, I know all of that. But just sit here and let me come up with this plan and not implement it again. And you come back again tomorrow and we can have the same discussion. Like, come on, man. People get tired of that. People get tired of that. You should get tired of it. You should really get tired of it. I got tired of my shoulder hurting eating White Castle, so I quit eating it. I got tired of thinking about what my life is going to be like in 30 years if I stayed at GM. I was more afraid of that. So I did something about it. I didn't just talk about it. I wasn't just sitting around, man, it's going to be the day I'm out of here. I got to go, man. These bosses, these people getting on my nerves and they hating on me over here and they won't let me get my days off. And it's all this complaining. I could have still been there doing all of that. But nah, man, you got to bust a move. When you make a decision and stick to it.